Hi student, now we are in 10th module, that is diversity, equity and inclusion. Students, this is one of the agenda of 21st century organization. What way you can bring different group of people in your organization, age cluster, gender, religion cluster, different types of people. How do you bring together, and what way you just give them fair treatment, and what way you include them in decision making process in different types of activities in organization. That exactly covers diversity, equity and inclusion. Students, it is so big important part, since diversity brings some innovation, it brings performance, it brings unique participation in different activities of organization. There will be the 5 different lectures under diversity, equity, inclusion. First lecture, first module, that will be the basic. Title is defining diversity, equity and inclusion. See the agenda, what are the things to be discussed under this part. Initially, we will try to give you the basic meaning and definition of diversity, equity and inclusion. Of course, we will be defining history of DEI. Types and benefits of diversity is also much important part to understand for bringing different group of people in organization. Difference between equality and equity, of course, that has some kind of difference as far as nomenclature is concerned. Benefits of equity, meaning of inclusion and its significance, case study of DEI of Tata Group, and we have selected Tata Group as case study to understand what way they are practicing DEI in their organization. Let us see what is meaning and definition of DEI in real sense. Now see, DEI stands for diversity, equity and inclusion. It is the umbrella term for the programs, policies, strategies and practice that implement a company's mission to create and sustain a diverse, equitable and inclusive environment that respects and accommodates every employee's ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, physical ability, religion, age, marital status, socioeconomic status and national origin. Diversity is defined as the condition of having or being composed of differing elements, variety, especially the inclusion of different types of people, such as people of different race or culture in a group of organizations. Merriam-Webster 2020. Equity refers to fairness or the treatment of people in terms of both opportunity and outcome. Arcel 2022. Inclusion refers to the creating a culture that fosters belongingness and incorporation of diverse groups, and it's usually operationalized as opposition to exclusion or marginalization. Arcel 2022. See students, why DE is important. What is that will be clear once you try to understand what is the exact meaning of diversity. Diversity is nothing, that is bringing different group of people from different clusters in certain organization, and you can different segments, marginal groups, age, gender based, ethnicity based, cultural based. How many people you can bring together in your hiring process? This is very important. More diversity means more uniqueness, and if it is the institution, globally renowned institution, educational institution, Western based, they are much advanced, that because of they are giving more importance of diversity. They are bringing the students across the globe, understanding different group of people, certain organization, it is also one kind of study. So diversity has great role. Ultimately, diversity believe organization is customer centric. If you bring different group of people, different parts of the world, and they will be knowing the customers, they will be knowing exactly culture across the globe. That creates brilliant organization, ultimately that leads organizational effectiveness. Now, first part, as I have mentioned, second part, equity. Are you capable enough treating people equally as far as opportunities and outcome is concerned? This is one of the biggest agenda, students. Those who are practitioners, you will be learning this point. Are you capable enough to give equal opportunity, outcome to every people, those who are working in organization? Then inclusion is very important part. Diversity is okay, but do you include every people in decision making process or any kind of activities? Yeah, you just exclude some people, you just include some people. So this is not the real picture of inclusion. Inclusion is great practice. You can't discriminate the people by virtue of caste, creed, by virtue of ethnicity, by virtue of black and white. You can't differentiate the people because of their marginal groups, depressed groups. So what way you are giving equal opportunity that you can bring together in different activities, different policy making activities. So this is the part of DEI. Now some more important things, which is most important thing, students, you must be knowing why it is so much important. What is the original point? What is the latest? Now see, 1960, 1970, 1980, 1990, 2000, 2010, 2020. In different decades, we have tried to give you the real picture, what is the advancement in DEI in organization. In 1960, in US civil rights, affirmative actions policies were implemented to proactively address the historical underrepresentation of certain groups primarily focused on race. It is basically originated from USA, that because of that time there was some kind of discrimination by virtue of caste, by virtue of race. 1970, one more decade, the concept expanded to encompass gender with the rise of the feminist movement. That is very important. US president that time, the attempt at the Equal Right Amendment, the first employee resource group was created at Xerox. This is one of the organization. 1980, the movement continued to expand beyond racial issues, gender equity, to embrace a broader spectrum of diversity. During this period, DEI initiatives began to recognize and address the diverse needs of various identity groups, including ethnic, religious and LGBTQ communities. Then 1990, you can see more advancement. Dedicated diversity professionals emerged within organization. These individuals were crucial in leading diversity initiatives and tailoring them to their organization specific needs. They often held titles like Chief Diversity Officer or Vice President of Diversity. The Americans Disabilities Act is passed to improve accessibility. This is the case of 1990. In 2000, diversity training program emerged in workplace to educate employees about different culture, bias and inclusive practice. Early training focus on sexual harassment, unconscious bias and sensitivity to difference. 2020, business recognized the need to mirror the diversity of society within their workforce to remain competitive and successful. Diversity expands to diversity with programs focused on multicultural marketing, community engagement, inclusive training. The Me Too movement gains momentum, support for women and men as allies. 2020, different movements you can see, like as Black Lives Matter, Stop Our Hate, recognize efforts to address social injustice, integrating this conversation into workplace. Organizations adopted DEI as a comprehensive strategy to enhance diversity ensure equity and equity inclusive environment where everyone feels valued. These lead to growth, to allyship, inclusive leadership, and programs focused on psychological safety and cultural intelligence. Now, see what is the sense of this kind of movement. I am showing some kind of snapshot, exactly historical movement. That is, if you see the history of 1960, which is much important, equal civil right, which was passed in USA, actually that movement was to give the equal opportunity to black and white people. You just remember that particular day when there was different schools for black and white people, petrol pump, bus, but somehow 1970 onwards, and people thought about that men and women must be given equal opportunity. That is also one of the important part. That is the part of the diversity. Then 70 onwards, organization tried to appoint some people, those who can train the employees, hiring practice and some other cases. They are appointed different types of people like as chief cultural officer and different official people, those who can train the others. So as a whole, you can have the inclusive workplace, inclusive organization. But very unique thing is that 2010 onwards, you can say there were so many movements. That means people are finally exposed digitally and physically they have exposed that some kind of movement, and almost all of organizations now alarm that DEI is one of the big issues. And now we have that several acts like as for sexual harassment and some other misconduct or incivility in organization. So I think this development gives rise to a very vibrant workplace. So that is not only limited in Western countries, across the globe. Now every organization, they have specific agenda. Agenda is like that, empowering women, giving more opportunity to women, strengthening women structure, women participation in management. Some of organizations, they have specified that level of people, women people are required basically for this kind of board meeting and other things. As a result, you can see originated from USA, now it is spread across the globe. It becomes one of the most vibrant agenda of HR, and people believe this way we can bring the organizational harmony, we can bring better industrial relations, we can develop inclusive workplace, inclusive development process. So it's very important agenda in this sense. Now see diversity again, because UG people, I don't know what way you can understand this kind of things, what is the relevance of the very beginning class. When we entered in the classroom UG, PG classes, I asked the people from which state you are from state, which states you are from. You are from South India, North India, like us, you are from West Bengal, you are from Maharashtra. So my intention is that, see how many people are coming at particular organization. So it is also the agenda of education institution, bring people different parts of the world, and some of universities, they have the unique campaign, bring maximum foreign students from abroad. So you can develop good ethnic groups or so-called vibrant workplace. You can learn the culture of other parts of the world, and that is the better way we can push some kind of new things across the globe. So what exactly, I think it is not limited to education institutions. I think you will have the good example that almost all of organizations, MNCs, they are hiring people different parts of the world, and some of organizations, they specifically giving more opportunity from the underprivileged people and some other ethnic groups. So these are all the best practices, what way we can develop diversity, equity and inclusions. Now see, what exact real meaning of diversity? You can see diversity means refers to the presence of difference within a given setting. It is basically the manpower process. Given setting means the manpower process. How many type of people they have come from the different parts of the country, different parts of the world, in particular department, particular organization. Then diversity pertains to the wide range of distinction among people encompassing the characteristics like race, ethnicity, gender, age, sexual orientation, physical capabilities and additional factors. Cox and Black, 1991. Types of diversity: race, gender, age, ability, religion, socioeconomic status, cultural background, like that. This is the real meaning of diversity basically. We will be seeing more important part of diversity, what way you can bring the diversity. Now see, in particular organizations, what are the different group of people you need, age group people are. Could you believe that only teenage people, only the Gen Y people can run the organizations? Do you need the Gen X people? You need the builders, you need the boomers. We need the every category of people, because every category of people they have the unique capabilities. The people having more experience, they are more valuable. New people may learn from that old people, they can exchange knowledge, they can learn some of new experience from the old people, so called Gen X people is concerned. Now see, this is very important in the sense, exactly you can create the more knowledge if you bring the different age cluster people, different gender based people. Now see, two major forms of diversity, deep level diversity and the surface level diversity. In deep level diversity, values, attitude and beliefs and the gender, race, age, physical disabilities, these are the actual example of surface level diversity. Deep level, your values, your belief system and your attitude, but as far as surface level is concerned, gender, race, religion, age. So this is very important, this type of things are also, it is the matter of research, what group of people you need particular organizations. If you divide the entire people in the organizations on the basis of age, so you must be knowing that which category of people, how many are there. Now see, benefits of diversity, this is very important part, must be knowing why we are talking about the diversity, DEI, what is the benefit of that and why this becomes a more new agenda. If you see any report, any HR report or any organizational report, they specially disclose the facts that we have the people from different parts of the world. We have given some advantage to the underprivileged people and they have fixed some certain jobs for women people or some of people those are socially depressed. So these are all the things are there basically, increased creativity and innovation, diverse teams brings varied perspective leading to novel problem solving approach, encourage out of the box thinking and more creative solution. Improve customer understanding, a diverse workforce reflects a diverse customer base providing insight into different needs, leads to better customer service, increased loyalty and higher profitability. Stronger talent attraction and retention, job seekers prefer employees committed to DEI. Employees stay longer than they feel valued for their unique contribution. A positive workplace culture, employees feel more engaged and respected, boosting morale, results in higher productivity, lower turnover and a more enjoyable work environment. Organizational success is also one of the great advantage of diversity. Inclusive culture foster better decision making and adaptability, contributes to long term business growth and sustainability. Now see, these are the benefits basically, what is very important part, that means you may have the different types of opinion, different value system and that can be useful, that may be useful for the organization, Then if you have the strong DEI, then your organizations may have the excellent employer branding, because new entrants they believe that which organizations follows the DEI. So this is some of benefits. Now equity. Equity meaning, again you need to see, as I told, we need to categorically study every part very seriously. Equity is the practice of ensuring fair treatment, access and opportunities for providing the necessary support based on individual needs and circumstances. Equity is about granting people are treated fairly and justified, with an emphasis on eradicating discrimination, prejudice and unequal prospects, Bell 2007. I think very important part here, equity is concerned, like as your resource must be distributed properly, removing obstacle to success, addressing system barriers and fair access to opportunities. This is the equity, that means treat the people equally. Its opportunities as well as outcome is concerned. This is the part of equity. Now see, difference between equity and equality is very important. How equity, equality is much. As I am telling you that is big agenda now. You know, what kind of fair treatment you have. Are you listening every people? Yeah, you listen only the specific group of people. So equity helping each person in the way they need, so everyone gets a fair chance. Equality, equal treatment or resources for everyone regardless of difference. Equity means remove systematic barriers for fair outcomes. Then equality assumes equal access leads to fairness, ignoring varying starting points. Equity focus on justice and inclusion by accounting for disparities, or equality focuses on uniformity, treating everyone the same. Now see, equality gives everyone the same shoes, equity gives everyone shoes that fit. This is one of the main agenda of equity. Now see, there is some picture, you can see this picture. Equality means what? That means you have given the same fruits to all, but some people are not getting this opportunity. One kid is there, she is not actually catching up the fruits. Now see, here is equity, now we are giving the equal opportunities, and also we have removed the barrier also to give the equal distribution of fruits. So this is very example of equity and equality. Now see, some more important things, benefits of equity: foster inclusion and diversity for valuing unique circumstances, reducing disparity and creates equal opportunities for all, provides fairness by addressing individual needs and systematic barriers, for enhanced productivity and innovation by empowering marginalized groups, builds a supportive society, ensure long-term sustainable progress by tracking root causes of inequalities. This is very important part. You just remove all kind of barriers, whatever barriers are there, so that you can distribute everything equally, every people. Now see, meaning of inclusion, first second part is over, now the inclusion. Inclusion is creating an environment where everyone feels valued, respected and empowered to fully participate regardless of their difference. Shore et al. 2011 define inclusion as the degree to which an employee perceives that he or she is an esteemed member of the work group through experiencing treatment that satisfies his or her needs for belongingness and uniqueness. I think these definitions already I have cleared earlier also, but you need the clear cut discussion, demarcation. What is the diversity, equity and inclusion? Inclusion is nothing, you just include the people in different process, in organizational different process. This is the real meaning of inclusions. Now significance of inclusion, that is again enhance employee morale, increase productivity and innovation. Number 3, higher employee retention, equal opportunities for success. This is very important, I think, positive impact on business performance. This is very important, I think, that we are giving opportunities equally as far as their career is concerned. I think diversity, equity and inclusion, it is one of the main agenda of now HR. When they hiring the people, that cases also they are seeing diversity. When they develop the people, that cases they are also see the equity and inclusion, and definitely when they maintain the employees motivation, that cases also they are seeing the equity and inclusion. And when they try to motivate the people or control the employees, that cases also they are seeing the equity and There are so many examples where employees are not satisfied. Reason is that, their appraisal system that has some kind of halo effects. That means that we are not, measuring the people. We are measuring the people under certain assumptions, and that cases some people may not be happy. So this is also very important part to understand that, equity has the great value. You can retain the people. Your performance appraisal, say for example, you are not using equity and inclusion. That means there may be the high level of dissatisfaction, high level of demoralized employees. You need to give focus on the marginalized employees. This is very important part. Now see case study of Tata Group. This very fantastic part. Tata, what way they apply this particular concept, DEI. That is one of the case. They have applied the gender diversity. Tata Steel launched the Women Metal program to recruit mentor female engineering students. The group has also introduced flexible work policies, maternity benefits, and childcare support to ensure women can balance work and personal life. Inclusion of persons and disabilities, PWD, that is Tata Consultancy like TCS, have implemented initiatives to hire and train persons with disables, whereas Tata Motors has designed economic workstations and provided assertive technologies to support PWD employees. LGBTQ inclusion is also one of the great agenda now. Almost all of organization Tata Steel become one of the first Indian companies to offer same-sex partner benefits, including health insurance, relocation allowance. The group has also conducted sensitization workshops to foster an inclusive environment for LGBTQ employees. Culture and regional diversity with operations across India. The Tata Group ensures representation from various regions, language and cultural backgrounds. This is particularly evident in companies like Tata Consultancy Service with employees, people from rural and semi-urban areas. Socio-cultural inclusions. Tata Group has also long history of supporting underprivileged communities like skill development programs, employment opportunities. For instance, Tata Strive employs vocational training for young person, economically weaker section. This is not the Tata Group. I think Reliance is also giving the different type of opportunity, I think DI is the agenda, now big agenda. What way can attract the people? I think one organizations may develop the employer brand by using this kind of practices. Now see some of questions, students, that is very important to understand exactly for your self-preparation. What are the key elements of diversity, equity and inclusion? How is equity different from equality? What are the advantages of equitable workplace? How does inclusive culture benefit organization? This is some of very short answer type questions. You can prepare yourself. That is the study related question that will help you basically to restate the entire picture very seriously. Some of reference are given basically. You may not have some books. I am telling you again and again. I am telling you advanced part of organizational behavior. There is the lesser books basically. But that cases it is suggested. See some kind of good journals, some good research paper that will help you definitely to bring new knowledge of diversity, equity, inclusion, and that can be professionals. I am requesting that you just go through the slides and screens, and of course see some of study material which I focused here basically. Bell DA 2007, Arzel and Crockett Scott 2022, and Cox and Black 1991, Shore, Randall, Chung. These are the some of books basically, some of journal articles that can help you. Kiradio 2022 and some Merriam-Webster Dictionary 2020, and some also web portal also you can consult. Raimi, Tariq and Ka, JM 2022 diversity, equity, inclusions. That will help you definitely for bringing some good knowledge, and you can accelerate this knowledge in your organizations as a whole. So thanks for learning and listening this particular lecture. That is the beginning part of defining diversity, equity and inclusions. Thank you very much, students. Thank you.